presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Ohio.
That's a sight for sore eyes. Michael Brantley in the cage trying to work his way back onto the playing field before the regular season comes to an end this Sunday. Meanwhile, tonight, Brian Dozier, who was the star of last night's game for the Twins, Minnesota, their magic number to clinch a playoff berth down to 1. Summer just does not want to let go. Temperatures near 80 degrees once again today in downtown Cleveland, and we've got a beautiful evening here as the Indians and Twins continue their 3-game series. All right, so let's get you updated on what's happening. The Indians still have a lead over Houston, but it's getting a little slim now. What does that mean, all in all? Well, if the Indians hold on to the top spot, they host the wild card winner next Thursday in the playoffs. If they don't, they host Boston to start the division series. Meanwhile, Twins need a win or an Angels loss, and they're the wild card team along with the New York Yankees. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. This has been the year of the home run in Major League Baseball. Before it's all said and done, we'll have over 6,000 homers hit this year, and we're seeing a couple of guys in this series that can really hit the long ball.
Well, we know Brian Dozier is a high fastball hitter, and he got on one last night to start the game for a double. It almost went out of the ballpark, but these Minnesota Twins are swinging the bat very well right now. They're hot, and that was the big blow, a 3-run home run to give Minnesota the lead back late in the ball game. That was the 8th inning, and he's having a heck of a second half. 48 homers in his last 2 years in the second half, and I'll tell you, he's one of the leaders of that ball club without a doubt.
That was obviously a difference-making home run last night. That's no stat padding type of home run. And Edwin Encarnacion, a lot of his home runs have been in key situations that have either tied a game or given the Indians the lead.
Well, when you look at Edwin, he just continues to drive in the runs and hits the home runs. 30 homers, 100 ribbies in 5 of the last 6 seasons. He was one of 5 Indians now after driving in 100 last night to have 100 ribbies, 100 walks, and he fits into that number 4 hole beautifully. That was his first home run yesterday to right field this year, and that was number 38 of the year for Edwin.
All right, well, we'll see if the Indians can bounce back and even this series up at a game apiece and maybe postpone that Twins celebration. We'll be back with the first pitch. Plus, Alan Jensen have the showstopper. They'll talk about J.D. Martinez out in the desert, and Andre Knott has more on Andrew Miller and what the plan is tonight for the Indians left-hander out of the bullpen. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by W.B. Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Nature Stone, the only concrete solution.
The kid with the electric arm, Danny Salazar, on the hill tonight for the Tribe. Can he find that consistency once again as he makes his final start of the year for the Indians? Welcome back to center field. Along with Jensen Lewis, Al Pulowski. Good to have you here, too. Let's take a look at our showstopper for tonight. J.D. Martinez and what he did yesterday. 6 runs batted in. He has 28 home runs in the 58 games that he's played with Arizona. Did it again today, Jensen.
The numbers are staggering. Since his trade over to Arizona, he's hitting .306, 29 homers and 65 RBIs. Yes, he's had more RBIs in games played in the desert. It's helped Arizona clinch the top wild card spot and home field advantage. We'll wait and see, because that is going to go right down to the final game. It looks like Colorado in the lead right now. A big win today over Miami.
Well, games to play for. You might have clinched a playoff spot, but you're still looking for that best record tonight as the Indians take on the Twins. The men to call it here, Matt Underwood and Rick Manning. Let's send it to them now, fellas.
All right, thanks a lot. So more RBIs than games played. That's good, isn't it?
That's pretty good. Yes, it is.
Wow, what a phenomenal season.
What a trade that was for
the
Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great sign when you go back when the Tigers got him in the first place. Remember, they signed him off the scrap heap.
Right.
And it's been dynamite now for the D-backs. All right, let's get to the business at hand. Indians, Twins. Storyline we're following tonight. Andrew Miller. He looked like he was getting a lot closer to the Andrew Miller of old last night. What's next? Here's Andre Knott.
Thanks, Matt. That is the next question with 5 games left. Can Andrew Miller get back to being exactly where he wants going into the playoffs? Last night, if it's an indication, it looks like the answer is yes. So we sat down today in today's Hear Right Sounds of the Game to ask Andrew where he's at and does he expect to be in the game tonight.
I've been getting better every time. That's the goal. I think I can still get better than I was last night, and the idea is to be as sharp as possible. I think we have, the most important games ahead of us. So hopefully, keep getting a little bit better.
Next step for you to pitch back-to-back days is a good chance for that to happen tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the plan, and I'm going to go out there and play catch right now, but I feel ready to go, and I don't see a reason not to.
Well, that would be huge, because obviously when you get into October, he's going to probably be called on day after day after day.
Certainly, and last night, Matt, his stuff looked a little better than we've ever seen. That fastball was a little sharper. That breaking ball had a little more bite to it, and he ended up striking out the side.
Another big storyline to follow tonight. Danny Salazar. What will his role be, if any, come October?
Well, that's a good question. I think tonight he's going to go out there and do the same thing he did in his last start. He will be our Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher, Salazar. That start against the Angels, he only went 2 2/3 innings, gave up a couple of hits and a run. That was in the first inning, but the command wasn't really there. Yeah. He only threw 54 pitches in that game. Now, he's pitched twice against the Twins this year, and, he has 2 wins. One coming back in April. He went 6 innings. That was in Minnesota. The other, August, both of them were in Minnesota. He went 7 innings, but both were wins. Now, can he go out there? I don't know how many pitches he's in for tonight, but command that fastball, and everything revolves off that. He's going to face a Minnesota team that's swinging the bat very well.
And a Twins starting lineup for Paul Molitor is brought to you by Henkoop Tires. Brian Dozier, he's in the leadoff spot. Double homer, 3 hits on the night in the series opener. Joe Mauer bats second. Jorge Polanco hitless last night is third. Eddie Rosario, Byron Buxton, and Max Kepler in the middle. Then it's Eduardo Escobar. Our old pal Chris Jimenez behind the plate hitting 8th, and Robbie Grossman, the DH, will hit 9th.
And the Indians defense brought to you by Ram. It's Jackson in left, Kipnis again in center, Bruce over in right, Diaz at third, Lindor at short, Ramirez at second, Santana is at first, and Gomes is doing the catching.
Kerwin Danley has the plate. Bill Miller, crew chief, at first. Adam Hamari at second. Todd Tichenor is at third base. And with that, we are ready to roll. And as we told you at the top of the telecast, the Houston Astros have already won. So with regards to home field advantage, the Indians need to win to stay ahead of Houston. Now, the Indians do own the head-to-head tiebreaker. So the Astros have to finish a game ahead of Cleveland in order to knock the Indians down a peg into the number 2 seed. The difference is, if you're the number 1 seed, you're going to play the winner of the wild card, which right now it's the Yankees and
Minnesota.
More than likely these Twins. If you don't secure the top seed, then you're going to get Boston. Red Sox are an interesting story because they're beat up right now, and that's where the Astros go next. 4-game series starts tomorrow in Beantown. We're underway, and Danny Salazar's first pitch just misses for ball 1. Dozier swings through a 97-mile-an-hour fastball to even the count.
Well, as we told you many times, this is a good high fastball hitter. He got on one last night in the first inning. Nice breaking ball there by Danny coming out of the chute, following a 97-mile-an-hour fastball and an 87-mile-an-hour slider.
Dozier, an aggressive hitter at the top of the order. Threw a fastball right by him. 97 miles an hour once again. And Salazar strikes out Dozier to start tonight.
Well, you want to talk about crisp coming out of the chute. 3 fastballs and a breaking ball. There's the breaking ball, and then puts the 97 right past him to get the strikeout on 4 pitches.
I know it's the first batter of the game, and I don't know if we can or want to go back and revisit that last pitch. But when he can throw that fastball down in the strike zone like he did right there, that pitch, it looks like it's unhittable. It looked like it was by Dozier, who's a good fastball hitter, before he could even pull the trigger. Take another look at this.
Well, he challenged him. That really wasn't knees or down. He went right at him, but it had some zip on it.
Joe Mauer lifts one to left.
Got in on the trademark.
Austin Jackson makes the catch, and there are 2 away. Storylines brought to you by Wayside Furniture for Danny Salazar. When he pitches down in the zone, he's as good as anybody. It's that simple. It just consistently hasn't been able to get there. Meanwhile, Indians and Twins are bombing away here in the month of September. Each team has belted 39 home runs. Fastball strike to Jorge Polanco. 0 for 5 last night. Did have an RBI ground out in the first inning. Curveball misses low, and it's 1-1. Challenge him with the fastball. That's going to go into the seats. Yandy Diaz gives it a cursory glance, but he'll head back to third, and the count is 1-2. Crowd settling in. They sense perhaps another strikeout. Took something off, and after a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, that change of pace baffled Polanco. Salazar sets him down 1-2-3 with a pair of Ks. The Indians are coming to bat.
top of the first inning. Now we're going to take a look at Alberto Mejia starting for Minnesota. He'll be the Hyundai starting pitcher. The left-hander has pitched a couple of times against the Indians. He's 1-1 with a 186 earned run average, 9 2/3 innings. The time he pitched in Cleveland, he got his win. He went 5 innings. He did walk 5 and struck out 4, so they have seen him before.
The Indians starting 9 for Tito, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Francisco Lindor leading it off. Austin Jackson bats second. Jose Ramirez is third. Edwin Encarnacion coming off a 3-hit, 4 RBI night in the cleanup spot. Then it's Carlos Santana, followed by Jay Bruce. Yandy Diaz gets the start at third, hitting 7th. Jason Kipnis in center, batting 8th. And Yan Gomes, the catcher, will bat 9th. Adalberto Mejia misses up and away, ball 1.
Yeah, this is the guy you're going to have to make throw strikes. His command can be issues. His last 8 games, his last 8 starts, he's 0-3 with a 475. The last win coming July 3rd against the Angels.
Yeah, in his 94 innings, the 41 walks really jump out at you. 82 strikeouts.
I mean, good arm, but can he command it?
There's a fastball in the zone for a strike. Missed outside with it. Ball 4. And Lindor's aboard with a walk to start the night for Cleveland.
Let's check out the Twins defense, brought to you by WB Mason. Rosario is in left, Buxton at center, Kepler in right, Escobar at third, Polanco at short, Dozier's at second, Mauer is at first. Chris Jimenez doing the catching tonight.
Now Paul Molitor has put his ball club in a great spot. They need a win or an Angels loss, and they're in. It's the wild card, which means it could be one and done. It will be for somebody, but at least you've fought all this way and it's not for nothing.
That's the tough things about becoming the wild card. You only get one opportunity, so you have to use your best pitcher in that game if you can and see what happens. But at least you get to the playoffs and you have an opportunity to continue your season.
One-0 pitch. Jackson bloops it foul right side.
That's why it's so important you win your division, and you're guaranteed you're going to get a 5-game series.
One pitch. Right back to Mejia, goes by him. And that works out well as Dozier is able to turn the double play unassisted at second on to first. And with 2 down, it'll bring up Jose Ramirez. I think what will be interesting, Rick, and I don't think we're really going out on a limb and talking about the Twins playing the Yankees in the wild card, but the Twins' most recent trip is still fresh in their memory to Yankee Stadium, where they got beat up, embarrassed in the last game, lost a couple of close games early, but in a 1-game setting in Yankee Stadium, I think the question will be how will their young players handle that sort of stage as Ramirez shoots one deep into the left field corner. He's on his way to second base, and he'll go in standing with his 53rd double of the season.
Yeah, it continues to climb that ladder now. Tied with Grady He started him off with a changeup, Matt, and then says, I'm going to throw the fastball, and Ramirez is awfully quick, and it doesn't matter from what side of the plate, whether it's left-handed or right-handed. He gets the barrel of that bat through the strike zone in a hurry and drilled it into the corner. So just another double for him and an extra base hit. And there you'll see the numbers. He'll be in third by himself with one more double.
Edwin Encarnacion, 3 for 4 last night. Beat the shift early in the game. Up and away, ball 1. Once again, Minnesota has a shift on. They've got 3 on the left side of the infield. You don't see a lot of shifts for right-handed hitters. They are used more for left-handed pull hitters.
Yeah, very unique. They used to be very unique. Now you see a little more than you used to, but they're
On
rare.
the left side of the infield,
Yeah,
you mean? Yeah,
right.
There's a couple of guys every once in a while you'll see. I saw today down in Houston, A.J. Hinch unveiled the 4-man shift for Joey Gallo.
You're kidding.
They brought the third baseman over on the and the shortstop on the right side.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. It was weird. They had the right fielders out there where it normally would be, and you had the first baseman and the second baseman. Well, actually, the second baseman, Altuve, was out in shallow right.
Right. He was like the roving outfielder.
Yeah, and then they had 2 guys to his right up the middle. It was just really
they play him an
crazy.
awful lot, so I'm sure they know, and they know how they pitch him.
Well, and it doesn't it figure it's the Astros who are, they're kind of really
they're progressive
at the forefront of the analytics deal.
Sure, that doesn't surprise me. That was like the deal when we used to play Tampa Bay and Travis Hafner was here, and Madden went with 4 outfielders, with 3 infielders. Legitimate 4 outfielders. It was a 3-4 defense, we called it then.
I'm sure Pronk remembers it fondly.
Yes, he does.
2-1 to Edwin. And nice change of pace by Mejia. Kia in the driver's seat tonight shows you that Edwin, 6 homers, 17 RBIs against the Twins this year.
Yeah, he's had a heck of a year. Had a night last night with 4 ribbies.
Broke his bat. That's going to loop in. Ramirez racing around third. He will score the game's first run. And the Indians strike first in the first.
He's been doing that a lot more recently, where I know he didn't hit that ball that well, but he stayed on the baseball. He shattered his bat, but he took it the other way. Didn't try to pull it. Hit his first home run last night to right field. There's a really good pitch there. That's just shatters the bat. You can see the wood, and it looked like Jimenez was going to go down and try and block it. But he gets it over there, and there's the shift. He beats it on his own, and the Indians will play from in front. 104 RBIs for Encarnacion.
Indians on the year have gone 74 and 21 when they score first. Carlos Santana, 1 for 4 last night. Once again, the Twins shift 3 on the left side, and Santana trying to beat the shift. And look at that. Dozier couldn't come up with it. Encarnacion stops at second. I'm not sure Dozier is looks like he's all right. He was slow to get up. I don't know if he got his feet tangled up or what happened.
Yeah, and even if he catches that ball, I'm not sure he would have been able to get up with his angle the way he was running away from the play.
It looks like he lands hard or awkwardly on his left knee.
I think he was trying to, he was trying to time that ball as it was rolling past him, and it hit off the baby finger of his glove. So Santana will get a base hit, and here are the Indians again with 2 outs and nobody on. 3 straight hits. They're making the starter work.
Now Jay Bruce. Jay Bruce was 2 for 4 with a run driven in last night. Bruce quickly in the hole, 0-2. Blue Jays out in front of the Red Sox in the first inning, 3-0
early. And Estrada, a guy who's been pitching very well for Toronto, is on the mound for the Jays.
The 0-2 pitch. Jay Bruce pulls it foul. You know, Rick, I guess it's not entirely out of the question that the Yankees might not sneak right back into the AL East picture.
Well, I think that's what the people in Boston are thinking right about now, because they're staring Houston coming into the face after losing to the Jays 3-0 tonight. They've lost 2 in a row.
If the Yankees win and the Red Sox lose, it would be 2 games with 4 left, right?
Yes.
The 0-2 swung on and missed to end the inning. But the Indians score first on the RBI hit by Encarnacion. 1-0 Cleveland after 1. The second inning for Minnesota. He'll be followed by Byron Buxton and Max Kepler. Indians 1-0 over the Twins. Danny Salazar with a sharp first inning. But he's got his hands full to start the second, because this guy is on a roll. He went 4 for 5 last night, 2 doubles, a home run, hit everything in sight. And Danny just blew a fastball by him because it was down in the zone. Although Rosario, a guy, he can go down and get it. He can go up and get it. If it's in, he'll get it. If it's away, he'll get it.
Yeah, he has no one zone. He's just a hitter.
And you look at his approach. I mean, when he's at the plate, he's on top of the plate. So it looks like you can get him inside, but somehow he's able to adjust on the inside pitch and still gets to him.
Well, this is a Twins team. They've been swinging the bat very well, especially after they left New York. Of course, they went to Detroit. They got healthy. Last night, they locked in. But they have some young players, and they're starting to grow up right now under Paul Molitor after losing 100 games last year.
They're swung on and missed. Boy, was that a wicked changeup.
It was. He's got some electric stuff tonight.
Third strikeout for Salazar.
There's the change grip, and we've already seen him in the first inning. So the slider, the curveball, and just a couple of changeups. But he's struck out 3 out of the first 4. Looking good.
Byron Buxton to the plate. Byron was 2 for 5 last night.
I think this is exactly what Tito and Mickey were looking for out of Danny Salazar when he's coming back. We want to see him go out there and go. Pitch and pitch hard and go as long as you can, as hard as you can. The final tune-up, it seems like he's doing that now. Check this pitch out on our Nissan pitch tracker. There's a little movement to it at 96. That wasn't just a straight four-seamer.
To left, Jackson. And that ball had some movement on it as Jackson had to fight it. Might have been knuckling on him, but he stayed right with it. 2 down. We go down to Andre Knott. Well, we'll catch up with Andre once we get his microphone.
Yeah, they got his batteries. Hello, Andre. Where you been, man?
I'm here. It's just when somebody wants to turn my mic on back there.
Don't worry about it.
I'll let this first pitch go, then we can talk.
Max Kepler looks at a breaking ball up high.
But Matt, Rick, last night Tito called the Twins lineup scrappy. Today he says, let me take that back. He says they're dangerous because there isn't a bottom of the lineup. He loves the adjustments that they make. He says they're a hard team to pitch to. And then the thing to top it off, he feels like how Buxton as well as Escobar and Polanco have grown this season makes this team so hard to deal with because they have young guys who are having some success late in the year again. He goes, they're a different team than we saw in April, the way they swing it.
Well, no doubt about it. And they're young kids getting a little confidence and believing that they belong in the big league level. And they're doing it at once.
Right. But he likes how they're built. And he says they're going to be a team that they're going to deal with for the years to come.
Swing and a miss. They showed a lot last night. They showed their true mettle by the way they came back, because the Indians, they went ahead, they added a run at 6-4. You're feeling really good about yourself, and all of a sudden, knock homer. It's a 3-run comeback, and there's a ball flared toward left near the line. It's going to get down fair. Jackson trying to cut it off. He wasn't going to keep Kepler from having a double anyway, so a 2-out double by Kepler keeps the inning alive for Minnesota.
Yeah, he flared it down the left field line. It's a fastball away, and there's he just sliced it that way. With that spin, that ball gets past Jackson. He was trying to cut it off and maybe hold him to a single, but couldn't get there in time. That game last night was the best game the Indians, the team that played against the Indians in a long time, because they came out of the chute and the Indians answered them. They came back and slapped them. They scored every time early that the Twins did. But the Twins never quit. They kept battling back, and a lot of times it seemed like in that streak that we're talking about over the last month, once the Indians got on top, there weren't a lot of teams that were able to answer.
Yeah, once they imposed their will, the other teams just kind of said, okay, we give.
Minnesota said that's not happening tonight because they're not intimidated by the Indians, and they play very well in this ballpark, winning 6 of the 7 here.
Fouled by Escobar, and it's 0-2. I think familiarity, the old saying, familiarity breeds contempt, but it also breeds maybe a sort of either confidence or at least comfort.
A comfort, or I would say confidence.
You play these guys enough, there's really no mysteries.
Look, they know the Indians are a good team, but that's where they have to throw out there and say, hey, if we want to play with them, we got to go out and beat them, and they're not intimidated by them.
Now the 0-2. Just missed a ball and 2 strikes, and Gomes wants to go out for a talk. I wonder why the series has been so one-sided home and away. I mean, the Indians have won, 9 out of 10 in Minnesota at Target Field. And the Twins have come here and won 6 out of 7 in Cleveland.
Well, they didn't win the last. They won the 10th game in Minnesota. The Indians won the first 9. You remember, we were leaving there. We were 3-0 in Minnesota looking for a 4-game sweep, and they beat us. I don't know. I can't answer that. I do know this. Salazar is thrown 26 pitches, 19 are strikes. He's got 6 0-2, 1-2 counts, and we're only in the 2nd inning. I think that's a good sign. This kid has stepped in at third base and played very well for him. How about him with 20 homers?
Swung on and missed. Couldn't catch up to that high heat. Danny Salazar with his 4th strikeout of the night. Twins leave a man in scoring position. It's 1-0 Indians, middle of the 2nd.
Is out now for Xbox One, PS4, iOS, and Android. Enjoy fast-paced MLB action, paced with all your favorite MLB teams, players, ballparks, and more. Your breakout MLB season is here. Come ready to play. Learn more at RBIGame.com.
Well, here are the home half of the 2nd inning. We'll see the bottom 3rd of the Indians order. Yandy Diaz to lead it off. Adalberto Mejia misses inside, ball 1. That's too low. 2 balls and a strike.
Diaz getting the start tonight in the ball game. He came in later in the ball game last night, and that's how the mix was going for a while with Yandy before he hurt his ring finger on his right hand. He missed a little time. There you go.
To right field. Coming in is Max Kepler to make the catch. 1 away. Stat of the game brought to you by Buick. A look at the stark contrast in the series, home and away for the Indians.
They like to hit in that ballpark, I guess. Look at that. Difference of 4 runs a ball game. It's hard to believe, and Minnesota too has given up a lot more home runs at home than they have on the road. I think they've given up 120 back in their home ballpark.
Jason Kipnis rips one to deep center. Back is Buxton. Runs it down on the warning track. 2 down.
Well, if you're a hitter, you want to keep it out of that man's territory.
It's going to bring up Yan Gomes now, batting 9th here tonight. Gomes now 30 years of age. Came over to the Indians after the 2012 season and the trade that also brought Mike Aviles for Esmail Rogers. Swung on and missed. The year Corey Kluber won the Cy Young Award, Yan Gomes hit .278 with 21 homers and 74 runs batted in. Up high, 2-2.
A couple of fastballs in there. See if Mejia tries to get him out. He's throwing the some change-ups down and away, and also the backdoor breaking ball to righties.
Down and in, strikes him out. Indians go in order. We've played at 2. It's Cleveland 1, Minnesota 0.
To securely manage your tickets and skip lines by gaining access to our mobile-only gates. Plus, you'll unlock special offers from our partner KeyBank and more. Visit Indians.com for more info.
Wow, talk about getting all dolled up for the game. Chris Jimenez takes a look at a fastball for a strike. You know, G was never afraid to sport some facial hair or beard, but he's taken the whole Paul Bunyan Minnesota look to a different level this year.
Well, Minnesota will do that to you. You know, you're up in the wilderness.
He's ready for hunting season. A little low, 1-1. Back out of play. Fouled back. Salazar rearing back, bringing the heat. Smorgasbord going there. High. He lays off full count. You know, whether it's just confidence or finding a a nice early rhythm in this game, Danny looks like a completely different pitcher, even than he did last time. And it wasn't like he was awful his last time out. 96 right into the mitt of Gomes, and that's 5 strikeouts out of the first 8 batters tonight. Well, Andre, the last time Danny pitched, we weren't sure what to expect. We thought maybe, he'd get through 4 or 5 innings, 2 2/3 as it turned out. But he's a different guy tonight.
Yeah, completely different guy. But I got to say, and I don't know if anything's written in pen at this point in time, because the team's brass met today before the game with doctors, upper management, all the coaches, and went for about 2 hours talking about the playoff roster. When Danny's name came up, it sounds like they kind of had their mind made up. They said they're not going to make a decision on him in one start, meaning tonight. But in saying that, the one thing Tito told me, as well as Mickey, is they both said they want Danny to just take a step forward. They want to be able to rely on Danny Salazar for a full season. That's what they want. They want him to be healthy and be able to rely on him. They said in the past they've been able to, but the last 2 years they haven't. That's what they want to build with him. Be reliable for a whole 6 months.
Missed inside. That almost sounds like a sort of a veiled, he's not going to be on the playoff roster. Sort of a, well, if you want to see it for a whole season, and he hasn't done it for a whole season, where does that leave him right here, right now? He has struck out 6 of the first 9 tonight.
Well, this started the game. When you look at the sequence to Brian Dozier, started off with a low fastball, even though he missed, it was down. And he challenged him, and now Dozier's a good high ball hitter. The breaking ball, and there's the 1-2 count, and then he just throws another one right by him. He didn't mess around to start this game out. And that might have been the tone setter right there. Command.
I mean, Danny Salazar, this isn't a young prospect. This isn't a young kid. This is a guy who started the first postseason game Terry Francona managed with the Indians. He started the wild card game back in 2013.
Right.
2 years ago, he made 30 starts. Last year, he had 25 starts before he went down late in the season. This year, it's just been a bad season. I mean, there have been times when he's been healthy and you saw it, you thought, okay.
Well, that's what they're saying. They need someone to count on. But with him being out, you get somebody like a Clevenger that had an opportunity this year that he proved he wants to go out there and do it. So I think that's what they're looking for is, hey, we want consistency. We need you for a whole year. And for the last 2, it hasn't really been a whole year for him.
I'm sure if you talk to opposing hitters when he's on like he is here tonight, you can't look forward to going up there against him.
You can say that about a lot of pitchers in baseball. When they're on, you may not hit them. But that's the thing, is bringing it consistently.
2-out walk keeps the inning alive.
His first walk of the night.
Now stepping to the plate for Minnesota, the first baseman, Joe.
And up comes Joe Mauer, who flied left his only time up. Lob toss to first. Dozier has stolen 16 out of 23.
Now, he's a guy, though, that may take off when Mauer gets to 2 strikes. Even though Mauer, we know how patient he is, and he's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes.
to first base. Santana knocks it down, can't find the handle. He flips it to Salazar, and the inning is over. Middle of the third. It's Cleveland 1, Minnesota 0. Just a reminder to stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Bottom of the third, 1-0 Indians. Francisco Lindor will lead it off. He walked his only time up in the first. Mejia misses low, ball one. Adalberto Mejia walked Lindor in the first, but he was able to overcome that because Austin Jackson grounded into a double play. But then 3 straight hits after that led to the Indians' first and only run of the game. Two balls and a strike.
Send out some birthday wishes. John Siam of Canton is 93. Betty Duda of Sagamore Hills is 92. Bill Facemeyer of Eastlake is 70. And Bob Kwalchek is 70 as well. Happy birthday to y'all.
2-1 routine bouncer to short. And Polanco throws out Lindor, one away. Injury report tonight brought to you by the attorneys at Elk and Elk. For the Boston Red Sox without Mookie Betts and Eduardo Nunez nursing some injuries that aren't, at least publicly, they haven't been disclosed as serious. But they were not in the lineup last night.
And tonight.
Not in the lineup.
And I'll tell you what, two guys that are very important because they're not a home run hitting team like they used to be. So two very good hitters that they count on.
Mejia taking a little something off, and Austin Jackson swings over the top. He has retired 5 in a row since the 3 consecutive hits with 2 out in the first inning by Cleveland.
All 4 of his wins came before the All-Star break. He's made 7 starts after the break, and he's 0-2, but he has pitched well against the Indians this year. As I mentioned before, in this ballpark, his start went 5 innings, did not allow a run. He had 5 walks but 4 strikeouts, and didn't pitch a bad game in Minnesota against him.
The 1-2 in off the plate, 2-2. Jose Ramirez waiting on deck. In the dirt and a full count. This is where Austin Jackson has been at his best this year. When he works the count, if you don't get him at 2-2, when it goes to a full count, he's had a lot of success. And it's upstairs, ball 4. Whether it's hit or walk, his on-base percentage is almost 500. And so one on, one out for Jose Ramirez.
Well, you look at Jose from each side of the plate, and he is almost identical when you think about it. We saw his first at bat where he doubled down the corner to left field because he got his hands in there. But I mean, the stance, the way he gets through the baseball, everything very, very similar.
He shot a double down the left field line, stung it, line drive.
Well, he went with the fastball this time to get a strike. Now he's coming back with the changeup, the exact reversal of the first at bat. First pitch was a changeup, second one a fastball, and he was ready for it. So they're just doing something a little differently. This guy's quick inside, though, even when you try to get in there. I think they'd like to get to that slider, the back foot, when he gets to 2 strikes.
Smashed to second. Dozier right into his breadbasket. And the Twins able to turn the double play and end the inning. 3 complete. Cleveland 1, Minnesota 0.
Oh, she doesn't know that, though, but watch her phone blow up in about 30 seconds.
Just make a sign, bring it to the ballpark.
She is on. She doesn't know it, though.
Jorge Polanco leading off for the Twins here in the 4th. Danny Salazar's fastball in there for a strike. Oh, 0-2 the count.
Danny with 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, has given up just 1 hit.
Big hop for Ramirez. 1 down.
Now stepping to the plate for the Twins.
Our Levin Furniture player profile, Eddie Rosario. This year has batted .429 against the Indians. But he's
it's no different, is it? And in his career, he's always hit well.
Tried to hold up, but he went around on that changeup.
A little too anxious there.
Came right back with it, and it's 0-2.
That was a good one. That one, the bottom fell out. It starts out low, and that's when it's dangerous. When he throws that changeup and he starts out about mid-thigh, and by the time that Gomes catches it, it's down out of the strike zone that you can't hold up.
And he threw the express right by him.
He worked him over really good in that at-bat. You know, a couple of good change-ups and then the high fastball. And that's he was overmatched in that at-bat.
7 strikeouts for Danny. 2 down in the inning. And Byron Buxton is the batter. By the way, it was confirmed by Minnesota Twins radio play-by-play voice Corey Provis that the only time Byron Buxton has been thrown out trying to steal this year was in Baltimore when he overslid the bag.
He was safe and then came off.
That's it.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Swung out and missed. It's 0-2. Danny Salazar putting on a clinic so far here tonight. He wants the fastball. He throws the fastball and blows it by Buxton. 8 Ks for Salazar in 4 one-hit shutout innings of work. For the Blue Jackets home opener at Nationwide Arena against the New York Islanders. Countdown to face-off presented by your local participating Wendy's. Indians lead it by a score of 1-0. Here in the bottom of the fourth, it'll be Edwin Encarnacion who drove in the only run of this game with a broken bat single to center field in the first inning. Edwin, swing and a miss.
Tied him up inside. He's taking a walk like something's wrong here.
Edwin's telling Tito he's okay, but
see, Tito wants to find out what happened. He said he's okay.
Threw it where he wanted to, but no chase from Edwin, and it's 1-1. Tried to tease him with a pitch on the outside corner, but it's off the plate. 2-1. Down and in, 3-1. And the 3-1 is smashed into left field. Well, he took out some frustration on that pitch.
Well, you can really get disciplined when you get the count in your favor, and he put a good swing on it. So Eddie is now 2 for 2. 3-1 fastball, and he turned on it. Watch the swing. They want it away. It leaks inside or a good portion of the plate. Boy, he gets that front foot down and put a nice swing on it. So there's a start to the fourth inning now. That's the fourth hit for the Indians. And Edwin has half of them. And I guess he was right. He's okay.
Yeah.
Whatever happened on that first pitch.
A little low to Carlos Santana, who singled his first time up. I don't know, Rick, if it's intentional, but Mejia has been nibbling around the edges. He's just missing, and I can't tell if he's frustrated that he's not getting the calls or if he's frustrated at his inability to just get it precisely where he wants to.
To be honest with you, I think it's a young pitcher just trying to be a little too fine.
Yeah.
Not go after and be a little more aggressive and throw strikes, make him hit you. When you start falling behind at 2-0, 3-1 counts, good hitters, I mean, you give them the upper hand in at bats. And you know, he's only walked 2, but he has 2 strikeouts. We witnessed it all year. It's a lot easier to pitch when you're ahead in the count than it is when you're behind. And hitters will expand their zones.
2-1, and this is again just
look at the 3 pitches.
Talk about going to the well. Keeps going to it.
You know, I'm watching Chris Jimenez. He's doing what he should, sit in the middle of the plate. A lot what Perez does, you know, with Bauer and those guys, sit in the middle of the plate. He's not sitting on the edges. So it's up to the, you know, Mejia to go in there and be aggressive.
Line drive, base hit left field. Encarnacion stops at second. And back-to-back pure hits by the Indians to open the bottom of the fourth.
Well, this one here, he's going to throw it right there. That's right down the middle. He kept it down. He's got to be upset with himself, and Santana does a nice job to get the base hit. So back-to-back singles sets up this inning now for Jay Bruce and the rest of the Indians. See if they can add on to a 1-0 lead.
Like many players we have seen in the last month or so with the hurricane season upon us, Mejia has taken to script a number of well wishes on his hat. He hails from the Dominican Republic. The areas like the Dominican, Puerto Rico, all throughout the Caribbean, it's been incredibly trying times.
I don't think it missed any island over there, did it?
Devastating. I mean, I keep reading stories, and they're talking about it. It could be months, if not years, to get Puerto Rico back rebuilt again from the devastation that occurred. The 1-0 pitch to Jay Bruce is in the dirt. Nice stop by Jimenez. And it's 2-0. Just off the plate. 3 balls, no strikes. See, there's another one of those pitches I was talking about with Mejia. He's trying to make that perfect pitch, but he's just missing. So if you look close enough, pray for Mexico, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. Yeah. The 3-0, and Bruce taking all the way. It's in there for a strike. It's kind of sad in one regard that the news cycle that we live in, when the hurricane hits, that's all the attention is focused. And now the media shifts to other stories, and those people, they're going to be in the same situation down there for a long time.
Yes, indeed. They have to get through it.
Now the 3-1 to Bruce. Hits one well, high in the air, but not deep enough to do any damage. Kepler makes the catch in the runner's hole. Encarnacion staying put at second. And Yandy Diaz will be coming up.
Number 36.
Red Sox Blue Jays tied 4-4. They're in the third in Boston. They're underway in Chicago. Angels and White Sox scoreless in the first. This series wraps up tomorrow with a noon start here at Progressive Field. Ryan Presley already up in the Twins bullpen. He has only made 58 pitches. 32 of those have been strikes. But with 14 pitchers at his disposal, and Paul Molitor used 10 of them last night. The Indians used 7 pitchers. 10, a new franchise record for the Twins in a 9-inning game. Yandy Diaz taking, that's in there for a strike. Diaz fly to right, his only time up. One ball, one strike.
Let's see if it changes his way he's pitching out. That's the first guy he's been ahead of in the inning. He did get Bruce to fly out to right after getting him to hit it off the end of the bat. And now Diaz got to be a little more aggressive here and protect.
Quickly erased on 3 pitches.
Big difference.
2 down.
His third strikeout. And this was a ball, so he helped him out, and that's what happens. You get ahead of hitters, you get them to swinging pitches out of the strike zone, and he does right there on a high fastball. So that's out number 2.
Jason Kipnis fly to deep center. His only time up. Up and in, spun him out of there.
Kip hit the ball very well in his first at bat and drove it to center field. But that guy out there, Buxton, made it look easy, but he drove it to left center into the warning track.
Up and in again, 2-0. Kip's liable to say to Jimenez, really, that 1 year and all of a sudden now we're no longer teammates and no longer friends. You're going to start buzzing me up and in.
He's not throwing it.
$3-0.
Well, Matt, after 2 trips ago when the team went to Minnesota, I think Jimenez is quite clear that Kip and him they're friends still, but Kip was one of the louder guys to talk about a heavyweight fight with them.
Oh, yeah.
If you remember that.
The punch in the nose. You got to punch the bully in the nose.
I'm just saying, your comment is good, but I got a pretty good feeling that they've had some other conversations before this at bat.
See if Kip's swinging 3-0. Not even close. He walked him on 4 straight, and the bases are loaded with 2 down for Yan Gomes. Neil Allen, the pitching coach, is going to go out for a brief chat here. Again, the bullpen are up, active, and should be ready by now if they need them. And Yan Gomes struck out his only time up in the 2nd inning.
Just, I think, a little pep talk to say, don't, you've got the number 9 hitter up there, let's go. You have to be a little more aggressive. You see, he went and put Diaz away on 3 pitches and then comes back and you face the left-hander and walked him on 4 straight. So that's how he's been pitching tonight. You fall behind. He just hasn't been able to be consistent. And it makes your job that much tougher. 65 pitches, 35 strikes. Did get Gomes with a couple of fastballs in, and he put him away with the breaking ball on the back foot slider. He has 5 2-0 counts tonight, does Mejia.
Low, ball 1. If you believe in this sort of thing, he has had trouble in the 4th inning. His ERA,
I can believe it.
4th inning alone this year is over 10.
I believe in anything. I'll tell you what, I believe in 2 out base hits. That could do a lot of damage right here if Gomes can come through.
Good pitch right at the bottom of the zone.
Well, it was a changeup. He slowed him down a little bit instead of trying to go power, and that works a lot of times. Pitchers try to power the way, especially young pitchers, to get through innings. Right there, you call for something, slow it down, and Gomes took that pitch because he was looking for something, a fastball or something.
Bases loaded, 2 down. Indians up 1-0 in the 4th, and a 1-1 pitch.
Followed it up.
Swung out and missed
with another changeup, and a good one. Take a look. You see the grip, the circle change. Really a good pitch. The hitters want to get out there. They want to get that base hit, and you don't challenge them.
And the 1-2. Oh, hit him, and the Indians will have another run.
My goodness. Thank you.
On a pitch that was down and in, and I don't know. It was hard to tell exactly what
it looked like a breaking ball. He wanted to throw that back foot slider, and what it does, he bounced it, and it hits Gomes. He had him 1-2. You see the cutter, that slider? Yeah, it was going down to the back foot and got him on the front foot. So that slider got away from him. He hits Gomes, give him the RBI. They score a run. Boy, and that's a bonus right there. That's a gift.
Well, double whammy. Not only is he have him down the count with 2 strikes, but now you turn it over to the top of the order, and Paul Molitor is going to make a pitching change.
Well, it goes to show you just one pitch can, put you out of whack, and he's not going to stand around and wait for it. He says, okay, I got to go to my bullpen, and he will.
Last night it was the 2nd inning in which Paul Molitor began the revolving door of the bullpen. Tonight the starter makes it to the 4th. Cleveland Clinic call has been made. Ryan Presley will be coming on when we come back. Indians up 2 here in the 4th. They've got the bases loaded with 2 down, and Ryan Presley, who was one of 10, a record 10 Minnesota Twins to pitch in last night's game, will come on and work here trying to get out of the inning. Francisco Lindor will be the batter. You've got Santana at 3rd, Kipnis at 2nd, and now Yan Gomes at 1st base. Presley only pitched a 1/3 of an inning last night. He may only be on to get the final out of this 4th inning. Rick, the way Paul Molitor managed last night, and I understand that they said Colon came out because of an illness, but he didn't go to a long man last night. He pieced that game together the rest of the way, and the way he goes to the bullpen early here tonight, he's managing like this is a postseason situation. He wants to win and get this thing locked up as quickly as possible.
Postseason comes, he won't be able to do that because he won't have 14 relievers.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
I was just going to ask you guys the same thing. How long can he do this? Because they can't do this versus the Yankees next Tuesday, right?
No. I mean, you've got to set your roster. I don't know how many bullpen guys, when they clinch, when they do it. But you can't start, making moves like this and matching up in the 3rd inning.
Does it help that they know the guy they have pitching tomorrow and then on Friday for him?
I would think so. But no, he's trying to win every game he can right now.
Lindor to left field. Rosario makes the catch, and the Indians leave him loaded. They do add to the lead, 2-0 Cleveland through 4. Baseball is brought to you by Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And by Cleveland Clinic, Express Care online. Download it now for free. 2-0, Cleveland on top. Fifth inning, Danny Salazar has been as good as we've seen him. He's given up 1 hit through 4 innings, has struck out 8. Walked 1. Max Kepler has the only hit of the night, and that was a flare down the left field line. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Kepler. It was a good piece of hitting, but that's the only ball that they put in play that
tells you
landed
how
softly.
Good Salazar stuff is tonight. It's outstanding.
In fact, only 5 balls have been put in play tonight.
Well, that just stopped a streak of 11 consecutive strikes for Salazar. He's had 17 swings and misses to this point. 6 outs on 3 pitches or less.
At all?
No, and he's had 10 0-2 1-2 counts. Now, hold on a second. Tommy, is there anything else you want to add?
Mike Clevenger, though, is up in the Cleveland bullpen. Kepler, lazy fly to shallow center. Jason Kipnis makes the catch. 1 down.
I mean, he started, he threw, he has had a very good fastball. The changeup's been off the table tonight, and the slider has worked. We have seen a couple of curveballs, not many, but boy, that's been the electric pitch right there. He's gone at hitters. He's been a different guy today.
And a fastball strike to Escobar.
He's not nibbling. He's getting after it. And I mean, a lot of it's getting good parts of the plate, but he's 96, 97. It shows you how tough it is to get the barrel of the bat to it and square it up. And this is a team that's swinging the bats very well right now.
Well, Danny's back to talking to himself. I like that. When we saw him earlier this year, when he was at his best, we noticed it.
Yeah.
And then we talked to Andre and got the inside story. Basically, just telling him to slow himself down, locate his pitches, stay upright in his delivery. All the just the little mile markers that you need to remind yourself. But you know, the last couple of times we saw him, he wasn't doing it.
I know. Yeah, there you go. I like you better when you talk to yourself too, and you do that a lot.
Because I'm a good listener. That's why I talk to myself. Here's the 0-2 situation now with Escobar. He swung and missed in the 2nd inning at that high cheddar.
This is a guy that's really done a beautiful job for Minnesota, filling in for Miguel Sano. We don't talk about that guy, the big power bat in their lineup that has as good as power as anybody, but
Yandy Diaz giving it a look, but he can't quite get there. Andre, is there any chance they get Sano back before Sunday?
I was going to say, I talked to Derek Falvey tonight, and he took 60 swings. Sano, not Derek Falvey. Sano
he took 60 swings at you. I can see that.
He's going to after this report because I'm going to spill the beans. But he took 60 swings. He can't run. He can't do anything. But Derek said if he can continue swinging the bat the way he is, he will put him on the playoff roster and hope they can get a Kirk Gibson type moment.
No kid. So he has the shin issues, shin splints or whatever it is.
He has shin splints. But like I said, after Derek saw him swing the bat today and get to 60, they're going to try to get him in some more tomorrow. They'll continue through the weekend. If they think he can do that, they're going to put him on a playoff roster and make him their 25th guy and hope that there's a situation that comes up that they can plug him in and get a big hit from him.
You just never know with a guy like that, as big as strong as he is. If he can swing it, you want it if needed.
That's been the difference maker. I mean, his electric fastball is always dynamite, but when he can change the pace like that and fool hitters, thing of beauty. And that, after 9 strikeouts, curiously, Tito's going to take him out here.
I wonder if he's just bringing Cleve in for back-to-back days and one hitter to see. I don't know, but he was outstanding tonight. He threw 20
pitches.
out of 21 strikes. His last 21 pitches, 20 strikes.
Danny Salazar, dynamite here tonight, overpowering 2-0 Indians. Danny Salazar went 64 pitches tonight. 48 of those were strikes. And he's out after whiffing 9 Twins hitters. And there may be some method to the madness. Andre Knott.
Well, the method that we believe to this madness is they wanted to bring Mike Clevenger in an inning and then bring him out for another inning. They want to give him all situations he possibly could walk into in the playoffs coming out of the bullpen. Now, originally, Tito said he wanted to bring him in with a guy on base, but I guess how Danny was going, and Danny was close to his pitch count, they figured this was the best way to do it. But they want to get Clev in all the situations they possibly could put him in come a week from Thursday. Yeah. And also, remember, this is a night where we expect to see Miller come in a back-to-back to him for the first time off the DL as well.
I'll tell you what, Danny Salazar could not have thrown the ball any better than he did tonight. If he would have wanted to bring him in with a man on, it would have had to be the second inning when he gave up his only hit.
And speaking of Miller, he's up in the bullpen doing his normal pre-pitch routine where he's got the towel, so he's preparing himself to come into this game at some point here tonight. Bounced in front of the plate. Chris Jimenez struck out in the 3rd inning in a 1-ball 1-strike count.
Well, it makes sense. You know, if they want him to finish an inning and bring him back for another after sitting down there, you got to get him ready. We're running out of games, so you have to get these guys ready to go, and they want to see it. So you understand. Tonight, Salazar threw 64 pitches. That's 10 more than he through in his last start. He was dynamite.
To left, Jackson going back. It's over his head. It's the base of the wall. And Chris Jimenez is going to go into second base with a 2-out double. Second hit of the night for the Twins.
Well, here comes the fastball. It's up, it's in. He turns on it, gets it over the head of Jackson. Just the second hit for Minnesota. It's a 2-out double. So Jimenez gets him. Both hits tonight have been doubles. So he wanted him on with a base runner. He has one on now. See if he can get that final out right here.
Robbie Grossman struck out his only time up. Ground ball to first. Santana has it. He'll flip it to Cleve. Beats him to the bag. Side retired. Halfway through. Cleveland 2, Minnesota 0.
In thrilling plays, the 2017 Major League Baseball postseason that'll begin October 3rd. Go to MLB.com/postseason for a full schedule.
Austin Jackson leads off the home half of the 5th, and Ryan Presley misses down low, ball 1. So Presley did not only got the last out of the 4th, but he stays on to pitch here in the 5th. Last night he only worked 1/3 of an inning.
But I see some rumbling out in their bullpen. There's about 8 guys over there just stretching, getting loose. When they walked out before the game to the bullpen as a unit, I think they needed a Greyhound bus. There was about 25 guys.
They walked out in
there.
shifts.
Yes.
There can't be enough room out there for all of them, right? That's why they're all scattered about, probably.
Yeah, you would think so.
The 1-1. Nice curveball and in for a strike.
You got to ask Willie how it is in that clubhouse down there, if there's enough room or they have to put the bullpen down below.
See, there's some of the guys, but then if you go to the left, if you pan to the left, there's a bunch of guys sitting over there on the grass, stretching and getting ready to go. Jackson with a line drive center field, base hit.
Good swing. So for the second straight inning, they will get their leadoff man aboard, and he came around to score last inning. There's a breaking ball that Austin stayed down on. It was away. Takes it right back up the middle. Got that front foot down and follows through. He continues to hit very well.
Jose Ramirez takes it outside, ball one. Arch, with all the talk about American League MVP and Jose Ramirez, I think he's got as good as argument as anyone. Jose Altuve, though, today became the only player in Major League history to have 200 hits, 20 homers, 30 steals in multiple seasons. He's done that twice now.
Yeah, he's had an unbelievable year. And another thing, they're going to end. We were talking about 4 games in Boston. He was hitting over 400 on the road for most of the year. He's hitting on the road, I think, somewhere up in the 380s, which is really unbelievable. He's certainly going to garner a lot of votes.
4th straight 200 hit season, 6th straight season with 30 or more steals. Jose jolts one to center and back to make the catch is Buxton. Boy, he made that look easy.
Yes, he did.
1 down.
Ball was hit hard.
In-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. With 2 outs in the first inning, Edwin shatters his bat but bloops it to center, and that scored Jose Ramirez with the game's first run. Stayed that way until the 4th, when with 2 outs, Yan Gomes got plunked by a pitch with the bases loaded, forcing home Edwin. And that's where it stands, thanks to Danny Salazar.
He's back.
Now, wasn't that beard blue last night?
And it was to the Red Sea?
Yeah.
I think you were right. He might have had a different jersey on. He went with the white tonight. It matches better. So, to answer your question last night, yeah, he washed it out.
Maybe he did. I like it, though.
Oh, there it
is.
You were
So
right.
It wasn't crazy.
No, your head's up, man. He had the white jersey on, though, but it was a blue beard with the Red Sea.
Great work, boys. That's awesome.
That is awesome. Let's see what's going to happen tomorrow during the day. Will he have time?
Let's see. What
That's pretty good work. Did you track him down? How did you find him?
I saw him in a camera shot, and I looked down in the bleacher, or in the corner, and I saw him right in the front row.
Way to pay attention.
The 2-0. That's the only time anyone has ever complimented me for "quote unquote" paying attention.
That was good.
Normally I'm being scolded. Hey, why don't you pay attention?
I like that. Pay attention to detail.
3-0 count for Edwin. He's already 2 for 2 with a run scored and a run driven in. Taken all the way. It's 3-1. Encarnacion with 38 home runs and now 104 batted in.
And his 38 came off Presley last night, the one to right field.
Whoa. Ball 4 as Edwin dropped to his knees, and the Indians have 2 on with 1 out. And Paul Molitor does not look inclined to make any kind of a move here. Buddy Boshears, the left-hander up in the Twins' pen. And up comes Carlos Santana, who is 2 for 2. He had an infield single in the first and a solid line drive single to left in the 4th. Those both came off the left-hander Mejia, so he's batting left-handed for the first time tonight. And after that pitch misses, Jimenez goes out for a quick consult. Of the 17 pitches Presley has thrown, 8 balls, 9 strikes. Santana with Jay Bruce to follow. I would assume Boshears is up for Jay Bruce. so this could be the last hitter for Presley. Just missed outside, 2-1. Red Sox have pulled ahead of Toronto 9-5. They're only in the 4th inning though at Fenway.
Oh, he did go.
He went too far on a ball in the dirt in the runner's hole.
Yeah, he's upset with himself now. He thought he was going to get another fastball. I think he was guessing there and threw him the breaking ball into the dirt. Couldn't check his swing. So he gets the count back to even. There's the curveball going straight down. Santana says, I'm swinging. No, I can't hold up.
Outfield pulled around toward right. Infield, you see the 3 on the right side. And on the 2-2, back into the glove of Presley after a slight bobble, goes to second for 1. They cannot turn the double play though.
Yeah, that one was sort of botched by Presley right there. The ball, one hopper right at him. It's a double play ball. And he just never could get that throw over to Polanco where they could turn it. A little bobble, but then there wasn't a good throw. Polanco had to come back, and that enabled Santana to beat it out. So it could be that double play, sometimes unturned, that could come haunt you. They could be out of the inning.
Well, we are going to get a pitching change. Molitor will go to the left-hander to face Jay Bruce. We'll be right back. 2-0 Cleveland in the 5th.
With some moves here at the ballpark tonight. There he goes. Well, he's got quite a crowd over there. Looks like Rick Manning when he was a young shaver there, breaking down the moves. Anyway, Indians lead 2-0 here. Let's take a look at what's happening at Fenway Park. Typical Boston Red Sox kind of game at home. They've got 9 runs so far, and it's only the 4th inning. There's a 3-run homer by Xander Bogaerts, his 10th of the year. Red Sox lead the Jays 9-5. 4th inning at Fenway Park. Let's send it back over to Matt and bust a move Rick Manning.
Yeah. There you go, Al.
I want to see more of the little guy. Let's go.
He had good moves, no doubt about it.
Buddy Bo Shears coming on now from Minnesota with the Indians at the corners and 2 down. Bo Shears' 37th appearance of the year. He's got left-handed hitting Jay Bruce, who is 0 for 2 on the night. Curveball misses outside. Ball 1. Squib towards third base. Escobar goes across the diamond. Low throw. Bauer can't take it out. Indians steal a run as Jackson comes home on the play. 3-0 Cleveland. A horrible throw by Escobar, and he's probably just ready to kick himself.
Yeah, just an easy routine play. And you know how many times you take for granted that, you know, all you have to do is throw it to first, but this one's a little low, and then your first baseman can't help you. Mauer didn't pick it, so the last 2 runs the Indians have scored have been gift runs. Hit a batter with the bases loaded when he was down in the count 0-2. You can see that glove. It opened up. It just didn't get into the pocket, and that keeps the inning going. So the 76th error for Minnesota.
Yandy Diaz straightened up. Ball 1. Inside 2-0. With a fly ball right field. Kepler has room. On the warning track, makes the catch to end the inning. Another run for the Tribe. Through 5, they lead it 3-0. A 3-0 lead, and we go down to Andre Knott.
Well, we know one thing about baseball is there's no rules, and you can go at whatever you want to go at when you're talking about a teammate. Tonight, the newest mini ball has been revealed, and I'll just tell you who this is. It's Honest Abe Almonte, who is a God-fearing man. Make sure everyone knows it. So the boys gave him a Bible and a cross. When this was handed to me, Michael Brantley looked at Cookie Carrasco, and he looked at the rest of Trevor Bauer. He goes, "You guys aren't right at all."
The preacher, huh?
Yes, he's the preacher. And the newest mini ball that will be part of the team now.
All right, thanks, Andre. Giovanni Urshela has come into the ball game now at third base, and Mike Clevenger stays on to pitch. Brian Dozier to lead off for Minnesota. And a swing and a miss and a good pitch with some sinking action to it. A little high with the heater. And a count 1-1. Topped it foul. Michael Brantley continuing to move forward in the hopes that there's a chance he could still be available for some postseason baseball. Down in the dirt. 2-2, but I think it's pretty safe to assume, and again we're just assuming, that if Brantley is somehow deemed available, it would not be in a full-time, hey, just throw him out there in left field, go get him kind of role. It would probably be some kind of supporting role. Line to third, and Gio makes the catch, one away.
Didn't take long, did it, Gio? Found you early.
You don't want to find him.
No, that's true. That's the fifth pitch of the inning, and he line drive right at him and right into the tracks. You come in, you can see those eyes light up when he sees that ball coming his way. Clevenger liked it, so they get the first out.
But just to continue the thought on Brantley, even if you get him available for the postseason, and it's not in that everyday role where he can't go out there maybe and play, every day in the outfield, to have a bat like that on the bench with his experience and his leadership, that could be.
Sounds just like it would be with Sano if they could have him available. Come on off the bench, and you need a guy that can do something for you to pinch hit.
In there for a strike. But it's almost like I find myself thinking back to some of the conversations that we're having about postseason roster. It's almost like when we're trying to figure out who's going to make the club coming out of spring training. There's still 5 days left, and there's a lot that can happen. And well, not in 5. You've got more than that because the roster doesn't have to be finalized until
what is it, Wednesday?
I think,
the day before.
Maybe Wednesday at midnight before that first game. So plenty of time to go, and they'll have opportunities to continue to.
I know one
thing. Look at guys.
Tito probably has his 5 or 6 rosters, and they talked about it, and they were doing it when we were out on the West Coast. They're going to pick the guys that they know is right for this ball club, period.
Big hop to Ramirez. He throws out Santana, 2 down. Andre, we know one thing. Nothing's going to sneak up on these guys.
No.
They'll overturn every stone they can to find out all the information they need.
Well, this is the best looking video you're going to see when it comes to Michael Brantley, who's sitting close by. He was able to hit today off of Cal Crockett. And as I told you, they had their meetings today for about 2 hours, and they brought the doctors in to go through every possible scenario with all these guys. For Brantley, it looks like Thursday they're going to try to get him to run again, maybe get him activated by Friday to try to get into a game over the weekend, maybe a game or 2, and get him a couple of bats. As you said, if he can just be a pinch hitter in the playoffs, Tito is willing to carry him. Chiz is available tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if they get him on a bat sometime tonight, and he'll be in the starting lineup tomorrow at noon. And they're going to play through with those 2 guys and see what they have to make these decisions, because I think in talking to Tito, I know you've had conversations with him as well, Matt, he wants to give Michael Brantley every opportunity he can to be on this roster, whether it be like the Sano scenario that we talked about earlier, where he can just come in and pinch hit. They want to see what they have in him because they feel like he deserves that for the work that he's put in, and they think he'll be perfect in that situation if that's how he's used.
Well, as we said, there'll be a lot more conversations, and they have to see some things with their eyes. You have to pass the eye test. You've got to be able to go out there and swing the bat,
the toughest thing for me when you go out there, you never know. You can go out and test him. Let's say Chiz gets out there to play left field. You may go a game without getting any plays or testing and really get tested in some tough situations, but you got to find out if you're healthy. you know, he's going to have to go out and get some at bats and really run to see if he can, you know, how that leg holds up. And they all do. And sometimes that's hard to, you know, to tell with just a short amount of time. I'm talking about in-game situation.
Slowly chopped to second. Oh, what a play by Jose Ramirez. That was pretty slick by the second baseman. Take another look at Ramirez taking away a hit from Polanco with the lightning quick hands. Coming up here. And for the Tribe, it'll be Jason Kipnis, Yan Gomes, and Francisco Lindor. Jason Kipnis will lead it off. Fly to deep center in the second. He walked in the fourth.
Yeah, they say he went.
Kipnis last night 1 for 4 with a run scored. And that one just missed.
Well, you can tell he's a little more comfortable in the batter's box because on takes on pitches like that are, you know, not necessarily strikes but not far off, he's able to just spit on them, and so you can tell he's seeing the ball much better. That one
slow hook, got him looking.
Good breaking ball to get him.
And Paul Molitor's going to go back to his bullpen.
Yeah, here's the curveball, a very good one on the inside part of the plate. You know it.
Timeout in Cleveland. Fourth pitcher of the night for Minnesota coming up when we come back. tomorrow, we got a noon start. Our coverage will begin with Alan Jensen at 11:30 with Indians Live. And a great pitching matchup as Carlos Carrasco goes for his 18th win of the year. And Irvin Santana will be looking for his 17th for Minnesota. So don't miss tomorrow's game if you can. We'll have it all for you beginning at 11:30 right here on Sports Time Ohio.
Last nooner of the year, huh?
Yeah.
Getaway day. Minnesota ends up heading home. They'll play the Tigers over the weekend, and the Chicago White Sox will head into Cleveland and end it here.
Michael Tonkin will be facing Yan Gomes with 1 out, nobody on base. Speaking of the White Sox, you mentioned they're coming in here. If the White Sox beat the Angels, the Twins clinch the wild card berth.
Yeah, that game's what, fourth inning, no score.
If the Twins win here, but no score at that point in that game.
Well, after the sun went down, it's cooled down a little bit here tonight. It's nice. It's still beautiful out in the park, isn't it?
It's supposed to, I believe, drop down into the upper 60s tomorrow. So yeah, that 80-degree weather. Although I looked at the long range, and by the end of next week when the playoffs start, yeah, it could be near the upper 70s. Postseason baseball right around the corner. The 1-1 pitch. There can't be, I mean, removing ourselves from the equation. If you're just a fan that watches, that comes to games, listens on radio, whatever level fan you are, can't be much better than knowing at this point in the season, than knowing that next week you're going to be settling in for October games.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that just, you're glued to every pitch. You don't want the phone to ring. You might even turn your phone off. No texting, no nothing. You're just locked into every moment of the drama.
That would be great. I don't know how many kids will do that.
No,
They'll keep that phone
I'm not talking about the kids.
Now, I know what you're talking about, because you're right. Every out and it turns into every pitch seems like it means something. The expressions on people's faces when it's a close game and it's a 2-0 count or a 3-1 count or a 3-2 with 2 outs. It's nothing better. Well, we do know that we will be here Thursday and Friday for the first 2 games.
Right on.
We still don't know who they're playing yet. They'll find that out come what is it, Tuesday.
Well, we should know before then. Well, I guess you're right. It depends on the wild card. Yeah, you're right.
As we sit right now.
Yeah, we'll have a better idea. It'll be one or the other. You would hope if the Indians can hold on to that top record. If they falter, then it would be Boston. The 3-2. Oh, Yan Gomes. High drive. Deep left. Way, way, way back. And gone to Souvenir City. Yan Gomes, home run number 14, makes it a 4-0 Indians lead.
Well, that's what you do when they go out to that bullpen and get that right-hander for you. Yan Gomes made him pay. And I mean, he gets a fastball down and in. He likes it down and he shoots it a long way. And I mean, that makes it a 4-0 game. Look at that. That was right into his wheelhouse. Tonkin knew it. For Yan Gomes now, home run number 14. And they've homered now, what, 11 straight games.
Every pitcher will tell you, when they make a pitch like that, I didn't mean it to throw it right down the middle of the plate, but that's where it ended up.
Yeah, it was a really good swing by Yan right there.
And he didn't miss it either. Now the 1-1 in off the dish. Hit hard to first, skips past Mauer. Down into the right field corner it goes. And Lindor on his way to second base. He has his 42nd double of the year.
That ball took a hop up over Mauer's glove as he was diving for it going toward the line. You'll be able to see it jump over the glove on that infield. I don't know if it hit anything, but it took off. It was hit sharply by Lindor. So he's able to pull it and get down into the corner. And yeah, this guy 42 doubles. There was a fastball in. See if we can see that hop. He goes down and it gets up and over the glove. It took a pretty good bounce over his glove down into the corner. So the 8th hit for the Indians, the first for Lindor. 2 doubles in the home run now for extra base hits tonight.
Austin Jackson to the plate. And takes a pitch down low. Jackson 1 for 2 with a single. And a run scored. He's also drawn a walk.
Indians need one more run tonight to get to the 800 mark.
Jackson fouls it off. To your point, you know, people may wonder, well, what does that mean? 800 runs? Is that what kind of measuring stick is that? Well, the Indians haven't reached 800 runs since 08.
Right.
They had 805 runs that year, and that was the last of 3 consecutive years in which they scored 800 or more. The most they've ever scored was in 1999 when they scored. No, I beg your pardon. They scored 1,000 runs.
How about that?
It's only the second time in franchise. Yeah, it is. That is the most they've ever scored. I was looking at different columns. So yeah, that's the most runs they've ever scored, and that was 1,009 runs in 1999.
Wow. Think about that. And we know how offensively this team has been, how good they have been. And they're getting to 800.
Austin sends a fly ball right field near the line. Kepler coming in and into foul ground makes the catch. And he gets off a good throw to third. 2 down. T-Mobile deeper coverage. Frankie Lindor with 40 doubles, 30 or more homers. Major League history's on a pretty short list of guys.
No doubt about it. Look at some really good names there. Playing that shortstop position, no doubt. And defensively, might be one of the best on that list. So that'll give Jose Ramirez an opportunity to see if he can get a 2-out base hit to get to number 800.
Just real quick though, that 95 Indians team, that was 144
games.
44 games. They scored 840 runs.
Right, 144 games.
They came back the next year and in a full season scored 952.
Yeah, that was some offense to
Pitch outside. It's 2-0. So I think the one thing I think about with regards to the 800 run mark for this club, it seems like a bulk of the damage has been done in the second half offensively. There was kind of a slow starting
they
team
were inconsistent. They weren't hitting with runners in scoring position. We were talking about, hey, they got to find their identity. There it is.
Down, foul. Because this could have been a team that had a chance to get to 1,000 runs if they'd have had more consistent
that's
approach.
almost it. Yeah. I'm not so sure the last team to get to 1,000 runs was, because that was back in the day. That's a lot of runs. But when you look at the 800 runs the Indians are going to score, and you put their pitching next to it, when you don't have to score that many, that's why run differential, they are tops in all of baseball.
Now we're on the big hopper, slides to the bag and retires Ramirez to end the inning. Yan Gomes goes yard, and it's 4-0 Cleveland through 6. By the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk, proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. And by the stylish 2017 Kia Optima. We go to the 7th inning. Andrew Miller, as part of the plan, will pitch in back-to-back days now. Mike Clevenger, an inning and a third scoreless.
He gave up one hit.
Greg Allen has taken over defensively now in center field for Kipnis. All right, one quick house cleaning item, housekeeping item, whatever you want to call that. Yeah, to get to 1,000 runs, you got to average 6.17 runs a game for the whole year. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's going to be a tough one to get to. For a whole year to average over 6 runs
1,000
a game.
runs is crazy.
And Murph looked it up. He said nobody has done it since the '99 Indians. And the last team to do it before the '99 Indians was the 1950 Boston Red Sox. And they only played 154 games.
154 games then, right.
So it's extremely rare.
Yeah, 800 is,
That's good.
Yes.
You get anywhere above 800, you get to 900, you're in some pretty good company. 0-2 pitch, Rosario lays off.
Well, you look at Houston going into today. Would they score 12 again today? They now have 874. Okay, and then they're leading the league. Yankees have 839 going into today.
Threw his bat at it, and it's going to be caught by Ramirez. 1 down. Let's go down to Andre.
Well, we've talked about Brian Buxton and what he can do in the field, but how he's changed things. Look at this at bat from 2016 with the leg kick. Now, right there, he swings it pretty good off of Danny Salazar. As you see that big high leg kick that he had, longer swing, right? That was what he had. Started off this season still using the same swing. But check him out last night. Leg kick gone.
Right.
Hands quicker to the ball as he chokes up a little bit more on the bat. Also lowered his hands a little bit more. Got a quicker bat, and he's hitting .321 since July 4th with 12 home runs and 37 RBI.
Yeah, that's right, Andre. Made some adjustments.
And well, how many times can you make adjustments like that during a season? And that was one of the things the Twins were very careful of. They didn't want to change him too much, but after changing his hands and that worked, they figured they'd keep going, and it's worked out well for him.
And, you know, he was hitting in the lower part of the lineup earlier. They didn't really mess with him. And then, you know, because of his defense, he's so good. He's such an athlete. They need him, and they were patient with him. And, you know, so sometimes it takes a hitter a while to change. And if you don't, then you could be in trouble.
Well, one of the things that he was worried about, and even talking to Francisco Lindor, who had conversations with him, he was listening to too many voices at one point in time. Finally, he just started listening to their hitting coach, got it out of the way, and he thinks this can be the way to him being the player he wants to be. Yep. And by the way, he's got a brother that's 33 years old. He still can't beat in a foot race. They race every single year. His brother was a track star in college and in the Navy. He still can't beat him.
Right? He's the Freeze in Atlanta.
Yeah, right? Oh, that's
no. Oh,
man.
yes.
Look, all right.
I'm good.
Okay. I didn't hear a heads up.
I can't have a heads up when I'm talking to you guys. Jeez. What are you guys all laughing at?
Did it get you to watch?
Almost broke my ring.
Where do they race at, Andre? Do you know?
They race back at home where they're from. They always do this. This is a race they've had every year. And Buxton said he's going to race him until he beats him.
Andre,
there's incoming.
We got a replay for that.
Ooh, that almost got your dome.
I'll tell you what, you didn't get a good jump on that one.
I didn't.
You were talking, though. You were talking.
You can't talk and fight off foul balls at the same time.
Thought I had a broken finger, too.
Well, we'll put you on the DL. Andre's down for the noon game tomorrow.
I'm taping it up. I'm coming,
we'll see you Friday. He's off for the noon game. Go ice it. See you later. We got to send you for an MRI. We're going to bring Jensen in or Al and let him go down there tomorrow.
Concussion protocol.
You've been in that a long time.
All life.
2 down. Max Kepler at the plate. He is 1 for 2. He doubled in the second inning. Andrew Miller. Oh man, he is starting to find his release point with that slider. And I think that's what was kind of elusive for him. Maybe that first couple of times we saw him, but he is dialing it in.
He's smart. He knew going into this before he even came back. I want it 5 times. I want to get out there and pitch. And the plan is right there. He gets sharper and sharper every time.
Hot knife through butter. Twins go in order. Stretch time in Cleveland. Indians 4, Twins nothing. 4-0 lead. 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up for Cleveland. Edwin Encarnacion, Carlos Santana, and Jay Bruce. Michael Tonkin delivers. That's a strike on the appeal.
That's one time Edwin asked and the guy rang him up.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Edwin 5 hits in the first 2 games of this series. 5 ribbies. He's had a good year against Minnesota.
And a foul right back. Two balls, 2 strikes. Joe Smith getting loose now in the Cleveland bullpen. Likely we'll see him come on to pitch the 8th, and the 2-2 is fouled back. That might have got Kerwin Danley right in the foot.
Well,
good thing they wear those steel-toed shoes, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, we see the deflections, you know, every night, whether you're catching or umpiring and you're back there. We told you yesterday he had that little cast on his wrist on the left hand.
Might want to give that to Andre.
He may be wearing that tomorrow. If he can make it to the park. They got to send him out for x-rays. I don't know if he'll be here in time. It's a noon game.
Don't they have those 24-hour places?
I'm worried about you, man. Taz, I'm worried about you.
You were worried about me before that happened, let's be honest.
Yes.
I'm going to be okay.
I hope so.
Put a little dirt on it.
Well, I'm going to wait till tomorrow and see.
Edwin draws a leadoff walk. And Paul Molitor's going to make another pitching change. We got a timeout here in Cleveland. Indians 4, Twins nothing. To be able to provide disaster relief immediately. Help those affected by hurricanes in the United States and Puerto Rico by visiting redcross.org or texting Red Cross to 90999 to make a $10 donation. Gabriel Moya, he pitched last night. Well, who didn't pitch last night? He worked a third of an inning and gave up a run on a hit.
Yeah.
He gave up the home run, I think, to Edwin.
No, that was Presley who gave up the home run to Edwin. Yes.
I'm trying to remember where Moya pitched. Oh, he gave up the base hit to Kipnis, and then Kip came around and scored. So that run was
right
charged
after a walk. Yeah, you got to go back because they, Colon came out
so
in
early.
the second inning.
Yeah.
So
Moya, the 5th Twins pitcher to work here tonight, and it's been interesting in that Paul Molitor, the way he has used his bullpen tonight, he has made all of his pitching changes during innings. Not once has a guy come in to work a clean inning yet. He may be trying to find some stuff out about some of his bullpen guys.
that's true. I'm sure he is. I'll tell you, back in the old days when a reliever would come in, put him in a car and drive him around, car would be empty already. They'd have to fill it up after one game.
The old bullpen cars.
Yeah. I'm sure some people remember that.
Weren't they like big batting helmets?
Well, it depended on what park you were in, and who was sponsoring the whole ordeal.
Yeah. I think we should bring those back.
I agree. But then where do they go? There's no place for them.
Here's my question. Why did they go away?
That's a good question.
I mean, with all the sponsorships and different things, you would think someone, or did all the guys want them off the field?
Well, driving around now, you may run into a few hot dogs or things when you're on the field. You may run over them.
You may have just hit the point, and that is they don't want the golf cart driving on the grass anymore.
Right.
True.
That'll ruin it.
1-1 pitch. I mean, at Old Cleveland Stadium or Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, you wanted to ride the cart so you could avoid twisting your ankle if you were a pitcher running in from the bullpen.
I think they would be really cool if they did that. Still, I do. Think about
we got a suggestion box. Let's put it in tonight.
All right.
Foul back.
Could you see Andrew Miller trying to get into a golf cart?
No. I'd have to have a sunroof so his head could go out the top. I'll tell you a few stories tomorrow before the game starts, Andre, when we meet up here.
That means they're going to be good stories.
Yeah, they'll be fun.
I don't know why. I got this picture of Dino from the Flintstones popping his head through the car when he's talking about Andrew Miller. Here's the 2-2. And that ball is blooped down the line, but it's going to slice foul.
Some really good stories, from guys, and the pranksters and stuff would fool around, but those used to be big.
Jim Folk chiming in here. He's got a story to tell us, but they had a Chrysler convertible bullpen car.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Every ballpark had their own little niche on what they used, and I knew Jimmy would remember.
2-2 is outside. Full count for Santana.
So there you go. You didn't have to worry about size. You got a convertible. You come cruising in. Stop over in front of the dugout. Let him get out, slam the door, and go to the mound. I want to know what they brought the Mad Hungarian in with. Maybe a motorcycle with a sidecar.
The 3-2. And a foul back. And got a piece of Jimenez. He couldn't quite hang on. Oh, yeah, the possibilities are now endless. Now you start thinking about all sorts of.
Oh, nowadays you could do just about anything. That would be great.
The 3-2 pitch.
Your mind's working.
Oh, all I can think of right now is slap shot and the scene where the guys are walking out and the bus driver's got the sledgehammer. He's sledgehammering the side of the bus. The guy goes, "Bussy, what are you doing?" "I'm making it look mean." So you can have a bullpen car that's all beat up and say, we want our bullpen car to look like that. The 3-2 is a fly ball right field near the line. That is going to get down.
Yes, it is.
Edwin stops at second. Kepler Smartly played it on a hop and got it in quickly.
That's really a pretty good swing by Carlos right there to just, go inside out, and he didn't drive it. He just sliced it out there, and it falls in front of Kepler for a base hit. He let it track deep into the zone, and there you go. Fight it off, go the other way. They have first and second with nobody out here in the seventh.
Strike called. Jay checks his swing. That went right back past the on deck circle. Oh-2 pitch, and Moya straightens up Bruce. Down on the dirt, and Jim is active tonight. Gio Urshela waiting on deck. He came on defensively for Yandy Diaz. Nobody out, 2 aboard here in the home half of the 7th. Indians up 4-0. Gabe Moya deals, and Bruce tops at 5. Foul back out of play.
Staying alive, just follow them off.
Ran it upstairs, strikes him out. First out of the inning. That was just a well-placed fastball. And with Moya, he's got a lot of movement, a little herky-jerky. He doesn't really have a blazing fastball, but when he can locate it with 2 strikes like that and get it just above the hitting zone for a left-handed hitter, he can be effective. But you can see Paul Muller, he had him in there for one reason only, to try to get the left-hander, and he's going right back to his bullpen.
Yes,
so
he is.
Yet another timeout. The on-deck circle. Presumably he's going to bat for Gio Urshela,
right?
Who came on for Yandy Diaz.
And then you got Gonzo that could
go
over there and play third.
And Greg Allen goes to the on-deck circle. He came on for Kipnis defensively. Here's John Curtis. We haven't seen him yet in the series. One of the few Twins pitchers that has not appeared already. He is the 6th pitcher of the night for Minnesota and the 3rd of the inning. And there is 1 out. So Lonnie Chisenhall, his return.
Well, as they said, they wanted to try and get him in that bat as well tonight, and they're doing just that. A couple of guys on base.
He takes a strike. Upstairs. And a good fastball. That 95 miles an hour. So John Curtis has a little zip there.
Well, one thing Lonnie has done this year, when he had an opportunity as far as a pinch hitter, he was 4 for 16 coming into this at bat. A couple of home runs and 9 ribbies. Remember, he had a grand slam. There, right by him.
2 down. Well, let's go back downstairs to the man with the bruise, Andre Knott.
Well, I've seen some video of that. That was actually scary seeing the video. You know, some people have heard us talk about the golf carts with the relief pitchers, and I had someone send me an old story from MLB.com. No one has been able to figure out what happened to the carts, but I can tell you some cool stuff. The Boston Red Sox still keep theirs on a golf course that's still out there. They still keep theirs. Resides on the concourse, and they take it out on the golf course every once in a while. The Dodgers cart has a home near Dodgers Stadium in its suites. So they're still around, but no one knows why they went away or where they went. I'll send you guys a story, because in Chicago at one time, they actually wanted to use a Cadillac because they wanted to show up the guys on the south side. This story is pretty good. The White Sox added a Chrysler LeBaron in 1981.
Yeah.
The Mariners had a tugboat at one point in time. This is unbelievable.
It's going to take off. It's going to get its own.
It's a grassroots effort right here.
Man,
yeah, we're bringing it back.
I'll tell you what, you're going to get more and more stories by tomorrow.
I'm sure. I'm waiting for the ones from you, though.
Well, I hope you're able to show up. We'll be ready to go.
Don't worry about me, man. I'm going to stay here all night and get it work done.
One ball, one strike. Greg Allen shoots right back to the pitcher, and a nice play by Curtis to retire the side. 7 in the books. Cleveland 4, Minnesota 0. Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. 4-0 Indians on top. 8th inning. And it will be Joe Smith to come on and pitch for the Tribe. And he's got the bottom third of the Twins order due up. Eduardo Escobar, Chris Jimenez, Robbie Grossman, though it looks like Kenny Vargas will pinch hit for Jimenez. Eric Gonzalez does indeed come on and take over at third base.
Salazar, you see in the picture, that's the guy that started today's ball game and looked very good tonight.
First ball swinging, Escobar fouls it off. Funny how things take on a life of their own. Got a picture here of Goose Gossage coming in out of the bullpen in a Toyota. In Yankee Stadium.
Oh boy. Now that's something that's going back. That's digging up some.
Yeah.
A little bit of history coming out of the bullpens.
A one pitch just missed outside.
You know, they had those cars around. As much as they use bullpens nowadays, they, like I said, they'd run out of gas. Back then, you know, the bullpens starters would go the distance. They'd give you complete games, or at least go deep into it. You wouldn't have 10 relievers in a ball game.
These would have to be battery powered so you can recharge.
Okay. Well, yeah, like golf carts.
But you know, the other thing too is now the bullpen pitcher's entrance has become theatrical. Fly ball, right center field. Jay Bruce got a great jump on it. He gives away to Greg Allen, who's there. One down. Miller Time brought to you by Miller Lite. Danny Salazar went 4 2/3 shutout baseball. Gave up 1 hit. He walked 1. He struck out 9. He was, in a word, overpowering.
Yeah, he was electric tonight. You could tell from the very first hitter. He came out. He used his fastball. He had a changeup that was falling off the table. Mixed in a couple of breaking balls, but you know, 9 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit, and only 4 2/3 innings. But that was the Danny Salazar we have seen in the past, and 20 of his last 21 pitches were for strikes.
Vargas is a switch hitter, but this is the side where he does the damage. .288 average, batting left-hander with 10 homers, 36 ribbies. From the other side of the plate, .94 average, only 1 homer. Joe Smith ready. The 0-2 pitch. A little high with that. But you know, I was saying before, the reliever, especially the late inning reliever, you know, there's music, there's a video.
Yeah.
If he's right in a golf cart, it might take some of the theater away.
It could.
2 down as Joe Smith gets Vargas rung up on strikes.
Well, going to watch a breaking ball here that gets the outside corner, backdoor slider. You know, that may be a little generous, but even if a pitcher wanted to come in and didn't get in the car, they still had to drive a car around the warning track. Yeah.
Oh,
so you didn't have to use. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So the bullpen car could be part of the theater.
Yeah.
We're going to have a marketing meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m.
No, we got a noon game. We're going to have to wait till after the ball game.
The 1-0 pitch. And Robbie Grossman looks at a strike to even the count. Caught the outside corner.
Tell you what, these guys are throwing strikes that are coming out of the bullpen. They're not messing around.
And a 1-2 is hit to left. Back goes Austin Jackson onto the warning track and makes the catch. A fine play by Ajax to end the inning. And now the Indians bullpen has retired 10 in a row. Saturday at 12:30 Eastern, a potential DS preview on Fox as the Red Sox take on the Houston Astros, or the Yankees host the Blue Jays. Then on FS1, division rivals slug it out for a shot at the wild card as the Cardinals take on the Brewers. Mitch Garver takes over behind the plate. John Curtis, we got the last two outs of the seventh inning, stays on to pitch the eighth. Yan Gomes, Frankie Lindor, Austin Jackson due up. Fastball up and in. 1-1. Fastball at the knees, outside corner, good location there. Gomes pulls it foul past Mike Sarbaugh, down the left field line it goes.
Yan in his last at bat hit home run number 14 to make it a 4-0 game. Jumped all over that fastball down and in. Oh, there's a happy young boy going home with a baseball. Makes the night worthwhile.
Gomes fouls one straight back. High pop, right side. That's in the seats. 19,682 on a beautiful Wednesday evening. 73 at game time. But you're right, that breeze has picked up a little bit, starting to cool things down.
It was hot and humid the last couple of days.
In the dirt, 2-2. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming here. Gomes drills it down the line, but it's going to hook foul. Well past the home run porch with authority.
Yeah.
Ricocheted off the gate, stayed in the stadium. Looked like it was going to be out onto the plaza, but it stayed in.
Had to hit one of those railings.
A favorable kick off the bars, the iron bars.
Look at, they're already taking pictures of it.
You can't do anything and not take a picture of it. Drilled to deep right. Back goes Kepler. And he'll make the catch. One away. Looking back at the storylines, brought to you by Mazda. Danny Salazar down in the zone. He was down and dirty tonight.
Yes, he was.
Home run ball in September. Indians went ahead of the Twins thanks to the home run by Yan Gomes in the 6th. Salazar, if you join us late, he went 4 2/3 strictly because Tito had some things he wanted to get accomplished tonight. He wanted to see Mike Clevenger finish an inning with, you know, maybe somebody on base, and then come back and pitch the next inning. He accomplished that. Wanted to see Andrew Miller pitch back-to-back nights. That was accomplished. And Danny Salazar, while he finished 1 out shy of qualifying for a win, he's got to leave here tonight feeling good about himself and how he pitched, how he threw the ball.
Yes, he certainly should.
Swing and a miss by Lindor. It's 0-2.
Oh my. That was a one hopper in there. Now, I'll tell you what, that doesn't happen often when you throw that fastball. I think it was, and you just hold on to it and you see him spike it right there. Now, I can see changeups or breaking balls that slip out of the hands and do something, but I think that was a fastball, and that was spiked. I mean, way out in front of home plate.
Oh, Lindor lines one to center right at Buxton. And there are 2 down. So a couple of line drives, but right at defenders in the outfield. Mickey Callaway, Indians pitching coach, with Tribe ace Corey Kluber. Kluber has pitched incredibly well. We were talking about this way before anyone touted him outside of Cleveland for Cy Young Award consideration, that Tito, Mickey, and others felt like Corey was throwing the ball better this year than he did when he won the Cy Young Award. And now that all the body of work is pretty much completed, they weren't just, that wasn't just empty hyperbole. They meant what they said.
Yes, but you have to let it take shape. You know, you got to go out and perform. And after he came back, after he spent time on the disabled list and missed that month, this guy has been, there's been nobody better.
Right, and they weren't saying that to somehow start a campaign for Corey. They were just saying matter of fact.
Telling you the truth.
Oh, man.
That got him.
He got him on the shoulder.
This guy is all over the place, man. Be careful. I would not dig in. Where did that get him? On the top of his shoulder?
Yeah, it looked like on his left shoulder.
He says he's all right.
It probably got his heart up around his throat, though.
Well, yeah, when you don't see pitches come at you like this, that's right behind your head. I mean, he's very lucky right there. That deflects off his shoulder. That is dangerous. I mean, that's scary.
It ripped across the back of his nameplate on his jersey.
That's when you never see balls come at you right in that spot. You don't know what to do.
Well, luckily, it was just a glancing blow, because you're right, that could have been ugly. Now Jose Ramirez swings at the first pitch wisely and pops it up to left. Rosario makes the catch.
Oh, smokes.
And we'll go to the ninth. 4-0 Cleveland.
The Indians looking for another shutout. They lead the Minnesota Twins 4-0 here at Progressive Field, along with Jensen Lewis. Al Pawlowski here in center field. Boy, the pitching again tonight. Salazar looked great. The bullpen led by Clevenger. They look great too.
About as convincing a closing argument as Danny Salazar could have hoped to have. He's right at the top of the list to make that postseason roster.
All right, make sure you join us for Indians Live. We'll break this one down after the game. It's brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care for the call of the ninth inning. Let's head back upstairs. Here are Matt and Rick.
Hold on.
Yes.
We don't care about any of that stuff. I want to know, what do you think about the bullpen car?
I got to tell you this. If it's the Major League edition from the movie,
yeah,
I'm all in.
That's the one where Jake Taylor drives it down the street chasing Rene Russo, right?
I think that would look pretty good coming in from the elephant door down there in left field, boys. Not going to lie.
You got
there
it.
You go.
All right, thanks, guys. We look forward to Indians Live coming up right after the game. Alan Jensen will break it all down for you. If you missed anything, stay tuned. Andre will also be involved. He'll be looking for one of the Indian stars tonight. I'm looking at the scorecard, and definitely a number of different people to choose from. As Brian Dozier leads off and takes a strike from Cody Allen. Offensively tonight, Austin Jackson, another hit, a run scored. Jose Ramirez, another double, 53 on the year, and scored a run. Edwin Encarnacion, 2 more hits, another RBI. He scored a run. He walked twice, so he reached safely all 4 times. Santana had 3 hits tonight. Dozier lines one to left center. And Greg Allen cuts it off. Pat O'Brien Chevrolet play of the game. First inning. Danny Salazar set the tone.
That was a good pitch, even though he missed, and it comes back. with the next 3, a little slider here and then another fastball that puts him away. And boy, he breezed after that. He was very good tonight.
Danny struck out 9 in 4 2/3 innings of work. 12 strikeouts for Indians pitching on the night. And Joe Mauer looks at a fastball for strike 1. Cody Allen has 29 saves on the year. This is not a save situation. And that gets by Gomes to the backstop. It goes. And on the wild pitch, Dozier in the scoring position.
See that breaking ball. I don't know if that hit the plate or not, but it just skipped underneath the glove. It didn't have any bounce up to it. So a wild pitch.
Boy, Boston had to hang on at the end. They beat Toronto 10-7. Angels White Sox 3-3, bottom of the 5th in Chicago. High fastball, 2-1. Twins need a win or an Angels loss to officially clinch their wild card berth. Indians looking to stay atop the AL playoff situation. Little win here tonight. Fly ball to left. Back goes Jackson. Still going back on the track. And he makes the catch. Middle of the warning track. Dozier went back and tagged. He'll get to third. But there's one out in the inning.
Yeah, that was a really good play by Austin. He broke the right way when he turned, and he had himself right on the right path and a good route. As you can see him turn and look back, and he's right into the tracks of it. And heads up play by Dozier to tag up and get himself to third base.
Austin has been spectacular this year, Rick, whether it's been center, whether it's been left.
He's been a great outfielder his whole career. He really has. He's the best center fielder we have. He can play left. He's played right. Yeah, he's outstanding in the outfield.
Jorge Polanco tees off. Deep right, down the line. If it's fair, it's gone, and it's off the pole for a home run. And just like that, the Twins make it a 2-run game. It's 4-2. That's home run number 13 for Polanco, and he has 74 runs batted in on the year now.
Yeah, it was just a question if it was going to stay fair or foul, and it hits the pole. But boy, he got on top of a high fastball right there. He didn't mess around and see it. It's the outside part of that pole and comes down. So Minnesota on the board. It's a 4-2 ball game.
Right back.
Shaking his head. He can't believe he didn't hit that pitch.
Coming into tonight in Cody Allen's last 20 games, he's given up just 3 runs. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt. When you pitch at the end of the ball game, any and all runs you give up are a little more traumatic, so they tend to maybe stay with you. But all in all, Cody Allen is still putting together another excellent season at the back end of the bullpen. Swung on and missed. It's 2-2. In on his hands. Stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now the 2-2. Swung on and missed. He got him with a breaking ball. And there are 2 down in the ninth.
Going to get him with the breaking ball. Allen gets his first strikeout, and that's a good out to get right there. They have shut him down tonight. They pitched him very tough.
You know, the great thing, I don't know about for you, but Rick, for me, the great thing about baseball, especially when you've made it to October, is that you don't know how the journey's going to go. You don't know where it's going to end. And I would just say this for any fans out there who may be feeling nervous about Brian Shaw getting up the home run last night, Cody gives up a home run here tonight. These guys are battle tested, and they've been on the biggest stage. They've been under the brightest lights. There isn't going to be anything that comes at them this year in the month of October that they haven't at least experienced already. Well, and you have to have some comfort and some confidence in the fact that you have guys who have been in that crucible.
The key is to get there. No doubt about it. What happens after that? You have to play it out. But they keep this inning going. They can bring the tying run to the plate here now. They had 2 hits in the first 8 innings of the ball game. They have 3 hits here in the ninth.
Tying run at the plate. They let Buxton go to second. That will not be a steal. That's defensive indifference. The run that matters is the one at the plate. And strike is called. It's 1-1. There's a curveball, and it hung just a little high. And now Kepler has the count tilted in his favor at 2-1. Chopper up the middle. Lindor's there. He'll cut it off. He'll throw to first. And the Indians win it. They bounce back, and even the series at a game apiece as Cody Allen holds on here in the ninth. The Indians win by a final score of 42, and the Indians are 1 win away from a 100-win season. They're 99-59 on the year. They've won 9 out of 12. 30 out of 33, and they maintain their stranglehold on the top seed in the American League playoff picture. Twins have their 5-game win streak snapped here tonight. The win will go to Mike Clevenger, who is now 12-5. The loss to Adalberto Mejia, who is now 4-7 on the year. And so for the Twins, with a noon game tomorrow, I'm not sure how interested they will be to sit around in the clubhouse and wait and see how that game turns out in Chicago. But should the White Sox beat the Angels,
I'm sure they'll sit and wait.
They clinch, and they will be a wild card playoff team.
They're not going to go anywhere. They're a bunch of young kids. They're going to sit and wait. They have that opportunity. They want to know before they leave the ballpark, I would think.
So the final score tonight is Cleveland 4, Minnesota 2. We'll be back with some final thoughts right after this.